I don't want. I'm not stuck on it. But it was. I'm
Seems
just
like
saying
you're
that
a little stuck on it.
I'm not stuck on it. But specific thing, the fact that they left that out, everything else was pretty true to form, right? But
Yeah,
that specific characteristic of the body they just left out, and it was just blanketed over.
yeah,
It's
it's
just
true.
like,
I don't know why they did that. It's a good question. I
um,
don't know if I'd fixate on it like that, but
I'm not fixated on it. Okay,
not
it was an
everyone thinks about that
awfully.
24/7, Lance.
I don't think about it 24/7. I didn't think about it until we started recording.
Hello, fellow weebs and otakus, another episode of Anime Fix, where your fix for all things anime. I'm Chase.
I'm Lance.
Oh my goodness, it's been what, 3 months? 3
Has
months
it
of
been?
downtime. It's been a
Has it
long
been?
time, man.
It has
I
been
think
a
it's
long
been
time.
since January. Pretty sure. I missed you.
It sounds about right. I missed you too.
Yeah.
I've been busy.
I've just been so busy with work. So busy.
Same.
Like, usually I'm the one that reaches out to you because you're always busy, but
Uh,
I've been so busy. It's been ridiculous.
no,
Yeah.
it's okay.
It's crazy that the downtime is in the holidays.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. What are we talking about? Finally.
Finally, we're talking about Blue Period.
Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. I'm almost finished with the volume 1 of Blue Period of the manga because I've been so busy. But man, it's fun reading it because there's little subtle differences. But first off, what's your thoughts? Don't break my heart.
No, I really liked it.
What?
I really did like it. At the first couple episodes was a little bit
I
of like
know.
it was definitely that first 2-3 episodes I had to, but once they started getting in and once you started seeing like the competition,
Yeah. Once you
like
got to
the angsty
the night
self-identity
school.
crisis. Oh yeah.
Yeah, once you got to night school, that's when it started picking up.
I had to beg Tori to watch it with me.
Why? She don't like it?
Well, no, she liked it. I think what she so she, I don't think she would ever say she has a artist background. She did like was really into art for a very long time, and it was funny how they were talking about some concept. They would talk about some concept. She's like, "Oh yeah, that's obvious, right?" Or the guy being he's so focused on the what is it composition that he forgets to like put his self into his artwork and like make people connect with it. He's so focused on being like perfect, he's not being authentic. And so she was
person, right?
Yeah.
So
I think and she so and I won't, this is the last thing I'll say about what she thought of it because she had problems with the main character because of his sort of like angsty sort of basically the problems that you had with the piano player.
I know.
It's the same sort of thing she had with this guy. I even forget that anime. I like the end. I forget what it was called. It was that sort of like a one and done for me.
Which one? Your Lie in April?
Yeah, Your Lie in April.
Yeah.
How you felt about him?
Anime. What do you mean? You forgot the name of the anime?
I really liked the end. But yeah, it was a one and done. I can't even. It was not impactful enough for me to even remember the name until you brought it up.
Yep, I liked the end too because it was over.
but no, and it had a happy ending too.
That?
July in April.
Did Tori watch your Line in April?
No, she couldn't watch it.
Yeah, because she would have felt the same way with the angsty teen dude.
the it had a happy Blue Period had a happy ending.
I
It
know. I was
genuinely just
surprised. I was
yeah,
surprised
like
that it ended that way.
she hated the title. That is the last thing I'll say because she said the title makes you think that it's going to be sad ending.
Which one?
Blue Period.
The title makes you think it's going to be sad?
It's your blue period. Blue is generally can be associated with. I'm okay. I'm feeling kind of blue today. Right?
Huh.
It can blue can be associated with sadness.
I don't know about that. I mean, yes, I could see that, but like, I guess I didn't think about that when I went into it, so I didn't have any expectations.
No.
I just knew it was about art.
But overall, is very good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Now
I,
that
I
this is what you call a slice of life, but like
really
but so like
I
it's a
felt like
slice
there
of
was
life,
actually a story.
but well, yeah. This is a slice of life with a story and like actual problems to overcome, and it has it has a progression of a story. It's not like just one story encapsulated in one episode and it goes to another story. It's actually like an ongoing like story. But yeah, once he got to the night art school, that's when it started picking up, I think. Because he's still trying to
I,
figure out everything when he first started.
yeah, just the sudden switch he took from
Oh,
being
bro,
like
yeah.
he was like, I guess I'll pursue it because I can't get into college. I'm too broke to get into college anyway. And then he's like, wait, I feel this. I am an artist.
Well,
Love,
he didn't have to worry about money with like the first one because he was smart enough that he didn't have to worry about money with his other school work, right? And he had to actually work
the
to
impression I got from the impression I took, and maybe I missed something, but was as smart as he wasn't going to be. It didn't express to me that there was a concept of scholarships.
Mm,
As smart as he was, he might get into the best, most elitist college in Japan, but I didn't get the impression that he was ever going to get it paid for. He would have to pay out of pocket.
well, see, I
This
thought
is
the other way because he was gonna get because his parents, well, not his dad. His dad didn't really care, but his mom was so worried that they'd have to pay for art school and they couldn't pay for it because it cost so much. Whereas, like, if he went to a regular school, he had good enough grades where he would just get a scholarship,
okay.
but he didn't have passion
Then
for that.
so then why? I guess because I thought the whole reason he switched to art, focusing on art initially, was it was the only way he's going to get into a quality college.
He switched to art because he loved it and was inspired by Mori Senpai's painting.
Hmm.
Mori Senpai's painting is what kicked it all off.
Yeah, that was I do remember that. Oh, I
Yeah,
totally then the first two, three,
I know.
the setting of the season I totally missed.
Yeah,
But that's okay.
and like he's so passionate about it, and like you really see where like he really wants to pursue art because that is his passion instead of just going day to day through like a mundane life. When he draws his mom in the kitchen and he gives
Hmm.
it to her and he starts crying about it, and so does she. It's like that's where he's like, I want to do this, and like I need to do this.
So, um, cut out there for a second. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, I hear you now. You're
Okay,
good.
cool. What was cool about that scene wasn't this necessarily that he drew the picture of his mom. It was through the process of drawing a picture of his mom, everything
Yeah,
learned about her and
that's
realized
true.
about her because he was paying attention
Yep.
to capture those details. And that was what I thought. I thought that was really cool. I I really liked how he was talking about, well, you don't make money in art, and
Yeah,
how the teacher was
he
like,
was
well,
talking about
some of
that
this,
too.
yeah, he was like, yeah, and the teacher was like, some of the most shrewd uh, businessmen we're all artists, right? And I
Yeah.
think that goes into that. It's not so much the work itself; it's the person behind the work that makes a difference. I think that really leverages the individual. There's a line, um, and this is totally off topic from anime, but
Yeah, you're good.
In Top Gun Maverick,
Yeah.
there's a line there where they say it's not the plane that matters, it's the pilot,
Yeah.
right? And like that's a throwaway line. It's good for, but the concept behind that, it's not work. It's not the work you're doing. It's the person doing the work that matters, right? And I think that
Yeah.
that could be applied to so many different things.
Yeah, it can. That's for sure. That's a great line too.
Yeah, but um,
Who's your favorite character?
you're asking
I think
me
I,
like,
I think I know who it is.
who's my favorite character? I don't know if I have a favorite.
It's not
It's not.
Yotosuke.
Is that
Yep. He's the angsty
the?
teen that's like doesn't want friends.
I did like him.
I
I
know.
did like him a lot. You just, you know what your problem is? You just you don't see you don't see the art. You don't experience the art. Yotosuke was cool. I really liked. I really wish we got more uh, into. I forget her name.
Mori senpai, or
Who is the girl that he went to the beach with? Who had shitty
yeah,
parents?
what's her name? Um, because she is a boy, but has identified as a girl. But what is her name? I'm saying that right because she cross dresses, right?
So right now, I guess she I see. I don't know the best way to talk about
I know. I don't know
that.
either.
That's
I
to be
like that it's in the
appropriate.
anime. And it's like
I know.
very
I know.
it's very progressive for Japan.
Yeah. I was totally thrown back by it. I was like, wait a minute. I had to actually rewind that scene. Like, did that?
Yeah,
I hear that right? This is what year was this made? So I would say
Ryuji. Ryuji
Yuji.
is
Yeah.
her name. Okay, so
Um.
here's what the fandom says. She is
Okay.
a gender queer bisexual character.
Okay. We'll
Oh,
go
so
with
she's
that. That's what
bisexual. I didn't know that.
I didn't catch that either. Well, I guess
Non-binary. Non-binary.
Adron androgynous.
Androgynous. So
I think
so
might
so it's
be.
Ryuji is her, I don't know, boy name, and then Yuka is what she goes by, right?
Yeah. And I think what's also really cool about that, her character isn't that what she identifies as and how progressive that is, and it's just so upfront.
Yeah.
It's but it's also how her peers, her friends,
Yeah.
her social group, and maybe because it's the artsy crowd, and
Hmm.
but I feel like because we see her parents sort of are very abusive to her.
Yes.
So I guess I really loved how it was just kind of like okay, like no one cared. But again, this is her artsy sort of social group friend, so I guess that could be expected.
Yeah.
Versus outside that bubble, you probably don't get that experience. But I loved how casual it was mentioned and how it wasn't like it wasn't the focus of the story. It was just sort of like
Yeah.
we're going to mention this and we're going to move on from it because ultimately that's not, it doesn't matter. Right. And when I say
Yeah.
it doesn't matter because it's not a big deal. It's just it is what it is, and accept it, move on. So,
but then it shows like her parents' like reaction, and it is a
which
big
that
deal
was
to them, I
hard.
think.
Yeah, that was hard
And
to
then like
watch.
I think they're harder on her because of that, of like, and like which I think that they supported her art just because the grandma really likes that,
Yeah,
she does art.
grandma was wonderful. The grandma was
Grandma was
like,
wonderful.
yeah, parents are assholes. At first I
100%.
was hoping when we first met her dad, and he was like being a real dick. I was like, part of me was hoping, well, maybe he's just being an asshole because she dropped out of art school, and that
Yeah,
and it has
that's what I
nothing to
thought
do with
too.
the other stuff. But
But
I
it
knew that
did.
wasn't true. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Um.
For
I.
Yatsura being a delinquent, he was very progressive as well.
um. What What did you think of the sort of like concept of, well, you don't want to be top shelf, like that one contest that they had where
Yeah,
got number one. She's like, oh no, that means I'm not going to get in because of the sort of the curse or
the
whatever.
curse. Yeah.
Um,
Well, curse still alive.
yeah. Um, it's interesting, like how superstition, like everything has superstition, right? Like
Yeah,
sports, art, whatever. There's superstition in everything. Um,
yeah.
what
Oh
was
yeah, I
the
thought it
other?
was. I thought it was. I think that was in the back of her mind when she was doing the actual exam. I think that's what happened. She kind of choked a little bit.
Do you think it was intentional that when in the final contest, the exam,
Yeah,
and he had
he's so
basically his
sick.
contacts were okay. So his contacts were bothering his eyes, so he had to put on his glasses. Put on an ibuprofen patch to cover that. He put on the beanie.
Yeah,
Do you think it was intentional that he come out looking like your stereotypical art student,
I think so, but also I don't
or
think you can take the exam when you're sick. So I think he's trying to hide it.
well, that's what I mean. Like there was a story reason
Oh
why
yeah,
they
yeah, yeah.
did it, but do you think it was intentional to make? Because he could. I mean,
He definitely looks like an art student.
yeah, I
Dude,
definitely look like
definitely
an art
looks like
student.
that. Yeah, 100% did.
I loved his idea of the naked body is natural, and everything else is sort of like I forget what the actual description he gave it, but like, so how he used the canvas for the body, and then he added layers onto everything else around to indicate how the naked body is like the natural state, and everything else is added onto it. I really like that. I thought that
Yeah,
was super cool.
that's super cool because he
Um,
has to do something different than just paint, right? Because like he
hmm.
has to stand out of all the other applicants.
I do have to point. I pointed this out with Tori. Pointing it out now.
Yeah.
There were no there were no nipples anywhere.
Yeah.
And that was like, I think that made it more obvious to me. Truthfully, the fact that they made it more obvious that there was nudity. If there had just been a natural form, like when they were doing the and Yuka and our main character was at the beach, and they stayed in that Airbnb essentially.
Yeah.
They did like that nude self drawing right there.
Yeah.
Like the thing, I was like, I would have been less bothered if they had been just a naturally naked form. But the fact that there was like certain characteristics that were just missing, I was like, hold on, what am I looking at right now? It's like they intentionally left that out, and that sort of,
Well, they just showed the
I don't
upper
want.
body, right?
Hmm?
They just showed the upper body.
Yeah, but like, did that not stand out to you at all?
Not really. Well, because they
Because
can't show
they
that
were,
because it's gonna
well,
be a hentai then.
that would make it a hentai.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll look at like Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
Yeah, but they don't show lower half. They only show upper half.
I know, but they still, but they only showed upper half in this in Blue Period. So what's the difference?
Exactly. Well, because they can't show lower half. If you're talking about the beach scene specifically.
I'm not worried about the lower half. I'm talking about the upper half. There was there was
I know. I'm just busting your balls.
um no, truthfully, it just it
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't want. I'm not stuck on it. I just but it was. I'm
Seems
just
like
saying
you're
that
a little stuck on it.
I'm not stuck on it. But specific thing, the fact that they left that out, everything else was pretty true to form, right? But
Yeah,
that specific characteristic of the body that they just left out, and it was just blanketed over.
yeah.
It's
It's
just
true.
like,
I don't know why they did that. It's a good question. I
um,
don't know if I'd fixate on it like that, but
I'm not fixated on it. Okay,
not
it was an
everyone thinks about that
awfully.
24/7, Lance.
I don't think about 24/7. I didn't think about it until we started recording.
That's so funny though. But no, yeah, no, you thought about it before because you brought it up, Tori.
I made jokes to Tori. Well, it's because I was. What did she say? What did Tori say? Look, no memories is what she said while we were
Yeah,
watching.
yeah.
Um,
You know what I really found like super satisfying was, and like it's nothing to downplay the girl that's supposed to be like the sister of the best like artist
mhm,
whatever from the year before, but like when they're both like meet up on accident at at the end when they're like looking at their scores and everything, and they both
uh,
stand there, and he's like he looks there, he like he looks down at his paper, he looks up and sees it, and he looks down again. He keeps doing it like back and forth, and then she's just like, "Oh, I'm not up there, no," and he's like, "I don't know how to tell you this, but I'm up there."
yeah. Is it a mistake? It isn't until he shows up and he hands his ticket to the. Like,
Yeah,
oh yeah, here's your forms and everything. Like you're in.
and he's like, "I
Oh.
passed." He's like, "Yeah, yeah, you passed." And then he sees the genius there, and he's like, "Of course I passed. I knew I was gonna pass." Like
See that?
the amount of confidence you gotta have.
That's me. That's 100% me. Of course, I knew I was going to be here. Like,
Yeah,
or at least that's how I portray myself sometimes.
yeah, you
Um,
do a good job of it.
mhm.
But yeah,
I,
I think his journey. I just like his journey of like of how fast he progressed and his work ethic. I think I really resonated with his work ethic.
work ethic too, but also just self discovery. And
Yeah,
how he kind
yeah,
of works past his own through his art. He's able to work past some of his own internal struggles that he doesn't even realize he deals with until he
yeah,
starts art. Like his desire, like his sort of masking his self to others to give others what they want versus be because she's like, you
yeah,
need to be more selfish. And he goes, what do you mean I need to be more selfish?
yeah.
What she means is he needs to be more authentic to his own interests and desires other than just pretending to be something
Being, yeah, just
being
being a yes
something
man.
for others. Yeah, being a yes man.
Yeah, and like he needs to like follow his actual passions and dreams instead of like just doing like what's the 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 safe and easy path of like getting a salary man's job and everything like that. Like this is
Mhm.
like exciting and passionate, and he's passionate about it.
I think I think that there's a good life lesson to this, and it's not so much that you have to like
Video call for Lance. It's from Carol.
Video call for Lance. Nice.
let me just mute my phone here. Let's see here.
You're good.
Uh, do not disturb.
It's important.
It's not important. I tell you,
Okay.
it's not important. Um, but now my audio is cut out. You hear me?
Has it? I can hear you fine. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Hang on a second. Hang on a
you're good.
second. I'll be right back.
All right. Hello, everybody. Thanks for checking back in. It's been a while. Lance is just smiling at me. His teeth are so white right now. Jeez. Love his clear glasses too. They look great. Oh, he said his audio cut out. That makes a lot more sense than saying because I can still hear him. But I wonder who's calling him. Because I'm the only one that calls him, I feel like, on Google Meet. Google Duo, whatever you want to call it. I wonder if you can still hear me. Probably not. Can you hear me? Oh, okay, cool. If he can hear me, that means the audio is fixed. But I wonder what's happening. He's not talking. He's still muted.
Hey, I'm back.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine.
Okay, cool.
It's entertaining our guests.
I could tell you're very good at entertaining.
I try. I just talk nonsense until he come back.
I don't know if my teeth are that white.
Yeah, they are. At least on this video.
We'll see. What was I saying about
Life lessons?
Oh, like putting so much. It doesn't have to be necessarily that you have to pursue your passions, but the idea of the willingness to look inside yourself and challenge your ideas and challenge what you do and question why you do what you do in order to understand yourself better and like become more authentic to yourself. I think that that's good. Like in the story, he uses his art. He uses his art to explore that and to push himself through that and discover that, right? But I don't think you necessarily need art to do that. I think you can do that just for willing, like, because everything he did was an internal monologue, right? It was like thinking about it. The art just helped, sort of like, gave him sort of a way to focus that outward.
Yeah.
But everything he did could have been done without his art. He could have done that completely on his own, sitting on the couch, by himself. That exploration. And I think so that's the point I was trying to get, is that you can have that sort of discovery no matter what you do, as long as you're willing to search for it.
That's true. Totally agree with you. Totally agree. I also like the purple hair dude a lot too. He was really cool. He's very like
flirty one.
Like, yeah, he's super confident and flirty.
Yeah,
he's always like inviting everybody out to go eat and everything. Like, come on, man.
Well, so didn't he also? He had like. Did I notice? Did he have carved teeth? Did he have like little vampire-esque like teeth?
I think so. Yeah, and he has like 3 girls at all times with him, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But who you want to be, Chase?
He didn't take the TUA exam though. Like he only did the safe route and took like the one that he knew he was going to get into. You know.
That's just must say a lot about who he is, really. Like he comes off as very confident, but
just like the masking thing, like the Yatsura did. You know.
Mm-hmm. What would you do? Would you take the harder exam, or would you just go like?
I'd probably do both.
And you do both?
Yeah, you do both.
Okay, I didn't know if it was.
I think Mori Senpai took both, but I don't know. Yeah, I thought you could take both.
Truthfully, I probably. I don't know what I would do. Because on the one hand, I like the challenge of the harder exam.
Yeah.
I also know I would also be. Yeah, I don't want to have to take a year off. I would probably also like weigh what's the path of least resistance to. Yeah. So I don't know. That's actually an interesting question for myself. Is would I take the hard exam to push myself, or would I take the easy exam so I can move forward? So
yeah, I don't think I'm confident enough to take the. Well, it depends on what it is, I guess. But I struggle with confidence in like not public settings, but like exams / challenges, I guess. Like I don't have super confidence in like it unless like I'm 100% like an expert at it, you know.
So.
Oh, you're muted.
Here's the thing: is I don't what something I've learned is this, or discovered, I should say, is this, that you'll never be, by the time you're an expert, you'll have already missed the opportunity to start working on the thing that you're preparing for, or it will have moved on beyond you. It's kind of like thinking like a race, right? And you are studying everything about how to run the fastest you can, right? Like the proper form, how to respond to weather conditions. Like, is the wind blowing a certain way, so you have to like lean in a certain direction? What kind of shoes to wear? All this stuff. And by the time you figure that out, the person who just started, they may have not been the fastest on the first lap. They've already done four, but by the time you start, they might have already done 9 laps. And by the time that you run the fastest, they've already gotten there on the 10th lap.
Yep.
Right? So same amount of time passes, you get to the same place because the other person went ahead and struggled for the first 9 laps.
Yep.
I
totally agree with you. And that's something I struggle with, like overall.
I know. Speaking of like, I probably would have taken the harder exam, but I would have put a ton of work into preparing for it. Because I remember this one exam I had in college. The midterm, right? The midterm, almost everybody failed, and this class had some legitimately smart people in it, right?
Yeah.
The exam was that ridiculously hard.
Wow.
Right? And so when it came time for the final, because we only had 2 exams, I remember I was in a study group, and I was like, okay, everybody, here's what we're going to do. We're going to break this thing down into basic fundamentals. We're going to ask stupid questions, make sure that we understand it so well that when we take the exam, these things we don't even have to think about it, right? And that's how I prepared for it. Is I went through and I just went super in depth over the most simple concepts to make sure I fully understood it. And by the time I got to the final exam, it was like, oh, I know this. I just went through it all, and I didn't even have to think about it.
Yeah.
So
you get an A on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did the same thing with one of my anatomy exams. Like I spent like just days just like memorizing like all the different bones and everything, and then like when it came time for the exam, like I was just breezing through everything. I was like, this is easy, this is easy, and then I realized that there was like a little section of muscles, and I missed every single one of them. Got a B on it. I was so mad.
Well, see, and that's the thing. You have to. It's not always about memorizations, but sometimes it's about comprehension. Like you can memorize all day long, but if you don't understand it fully, you need to then what did you really learn? What did you really practice, right? Your memory skills. I mean, which is still a important skill, right? I struggle with that. I struggle with my memory skills. That's I think also but I also like my comprehension too. So like some people, so I'm admittedly, I'm a slow reader.
Same.
But what I say back to that is that I almost annoyingly focus on every single word and what is trying to be said. So I'm not trying to like take a conceptual like I will listen to every single word of something, and it can get exhausting because I'm like, okay, so what are you trying to say with this sentence? So I'll read over, certain paragraphs over and over again, so I fully understand it. So,
but I think you read a book not to just read a book. I think you read to actually comprehend like what it's trying to say, which is important. Which is even more important, I think.
Yeah, truth. Yeah, and that's why I don't get, or I shouldn't say I don't get. I can't. So many people I know like will listen to podcasts throughout the day, right? I can't, but while they're continuing to work, I can't do that because when I'm listening to a podcast, I am listening to like I'm just focused in on it.
That's all you're doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing for 45 minutes to 2 hours, depending on what it is.
I mean, I'll go for walks, but like that you can make that like an automatic thing. like just going for a
Yeah,
walk.
walking isn't necessarily. I mean, obviously your eyes are paying. You know, you're watching where you're going, but there's not much
Else,
effort. Yeah, not much else going on. You know, you make sure you don't get hit. You know, as long as you're
Yeah.
on the sidewalk.
Most of the time you're on autopilot. I mean, same thing with driving. Like, obviously, you need to like pay attention with driving, but like, if I'm going the same route every day, like to work, when I was doing that, like, it's just on autopilot, and I can just listen to a
True,
book.
actually. So there's this. I wish I knew more. Could remember what the scientific. There's this idea that the reason why you do that is is actually so your body. So what? Oh God, you go on autopilot as sort of a
Muscle memory.
God, yeah, muscle memory. There's a reason. There's an actual scientific reason why why you do that.
Just a
And
habit. I do it every day.
I think it has to do with taking it's like breathing, right? Okay. It would be really, really difficult for like your heart beating, right? If you had to actively say, okay, beat your heart, beat your heart, you know, like if you had to do
all the
that
time.
all the time, and it would take so much focus and energy. So there are things that your body learns how to do autonomously.
Yeah.
So that way you don't have to worry about it anymore, and thereby takes less energy, less energy to manage, right? And it's an extension of that with like driving your car. It'd be if you're constantly like engaged in everything going on around you, you'd probably be exhausted all the time. But if there's something that's habitual, your body can, okay, I've done this before. I know where I need to go. I can just sort of turn on autopilot and just do it so I can focus on other things. So,
Yeah, totally.
but I can't remember what the actual scientific description or reason behind it is, but I think that's what it is. So,
Yeah, totally agree. Oh, I don't know if you saw this yet, but you are a big fan of like Near Automata, right?
I love Near Automata.
You see,
Or
it's getting.
I think Near Automata. There's Near
Automata.
Autonoma. Yeah, there's different ways to say it. I like Near
Yeah.
Automata. I think it flows a little bit better. But
Do you see
there's
it's
an
getting
anime.
It's getting an
No,
anime, yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Like the actual that story, or is it?
I mean, I've never played it, so I don't know.
Because that story is like that is a story of Near Autonoma is like a excuse me.
It's already out, actually. Never mind.
Oh,
Do you look at it?
I'm looking up right now.
It premiered on January 8th.
Oh my God! Really? Oh, it
And there's what,
is.
7 episodes out?
Oh,
No, it's not out yet. Episode 5 is the latest one. Wait, to be announced?
Oh,
So weird.
Tori.
Maybe it's out in Japan. Tori's gonna freak out.
Tori is gonna freak out. We both love that story. I hope it's not. Let me check on Crunchyroll real quick. Is it
See if
on
it's
there?
actually on there.
Yeah. So that story is like an alternate ending of another story. So it's like it's a spin-off. It's a spin-off of an alternate ending.
This story is?
Yeah, so like there's a game called Near. There's a few games, so I might be misremembering some of it, but there's a game called Near, and if you play that story, if you get to like the true ending, okay, well you play that story. But if there are alternate endings, and Near Automata is a continuation of an alt ending of that game.
The game is, or the anime?
Game, which the anime is based off. Yeah, so it's a spin-off of a spin-off.
1A.
So I'm wondering where the version 1A is.
I don't know what that
from
is.
because like because in the game there's 26 endings.
Yeah.
26.
26.
Yeah, there's in this game there's 26 endings.
Jeez.
5 of them are true endings. It's actually not even really fair to call them endings, I think, because they're like more like the 5 true endings are like more like acts. It's like an act 1, act 2. So I could go on and on. But anyway, so Nier Automata is a spin-off of another game, which is also a spin-off of another game. So it's kind of so like there was a game that had an alternate ending, not to the main story, and that's where Nier came from, right? And then Nier had an alternate ending to the story,
It's just
yeah,
confusing.
yeah. The creator, that's he has a habit of like doing I guess he has a habit of doing spin-offs of his games and everything. This is so cool. I'm gonna watch it. Tori's gonna love this. She's gonna freak out.
Freak out.
Yeah.
Is that what we're gonna watch next then, or what?
We have to wait till it finishes, right?
I mean, yeah, that's fine. Well, so what we're gonna watch next then? Because little man just woke up, so I have to go.
Oh, okay. Do you want to do? Oh, I'm gonna be really focused on this.
How about we do a movie?
Okay.
Let's do a movie so we can actually finish it.
Okay. Let's do that.
Let's look
I
at
like
movies
it.
real quick. Let's look at movies.
Okay.
Let's see.
Announcing
We'll
what we're doing.
Yeah, because I need to get started on it, or I'm not gonna finish it.
Okay. You know what I'm looking for?
Dragon Ball Super.
I'm looking for cyberpunk anime movies.
I don't think it's gonna happen, bro.
We could watch Alita Battle Angel.
You wanna watch Demon Slayer? You won't know what's going on though.
Oh yeah, I won't have a clue.
Yeah.
Megazone 23.
What's that? Let me see.
I don't know, but I like the artwork. Oh, it's from 1985.
Megazone 23.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it definitely does look like Akira. Oh, it's a cyberpunk. Oh, you looked up cyberpunk animes, didn't you?
I told you that's what I was looking up.
Let's see. Cyberpunk.
Hey, I hear Psychopass is coming out with a new,
You know
1
what?
hour.
I'm not upset you brought it up. As long as we keep this consistent from now on. we could watch Cyberpunk over and over and over again as long as we have a consistent schedule upload.
Psychopass
Episode 1. Psychopass episode 2. We watched Ghost in the Shell already. We watched Blade.
Yeah.
We watched Akira.
Really interested in Cowboy Bebop.
Is that a movie? Do they have a movie?
I guess they do. I watched some of the series, and of course, when I was going through it, I was trying to find something to really catch my attention. It was in the same when I found Vivi.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, Cowboy Bebop was one that I was like, I started. I was like, let's move on. And finally, I got to Vivi, and I was like, this is absolutely the best thing ever. The best.
Really good.
Yeah. Let's see here.
We've watched most of the cyberpunk animes.
That's not cool. We need.
Let's see if we can find some dystopian ones. I like dystopian.
Okay.
They're all old. They're all like 1980s. The ones I'm looking at, anyways. Is there a Neon Genesis Evangelion anime or movie? I don't think so. I heard that's like one of the best animes of all time.
Let's see here. 15 best dystopian anime. Let's see what we got here.
The Animatrix.
I saw that. Okay, from the New World is one. 86. What is 86?
Oh, 86 is really good. I've watched it. It's a series though.
It's a series.
And,
Well,
and there's like 25 episodes.
Oh,
You're not gonna
okay.
finish
So
that. I mean, you
okay.
might if you get real into it, but it's real good. It
Okay,
actually.
well, I'm on.
Have you played Mass Effect?
No.
Oh man, there's a robotic like legion in Mass Effect, like where it's a hive mind of like everything, and they have like obviously robots that all are in a hive mind, so it's hard to kill them
Ooh.
all, and that's like what is trying to take over the world.
Ooh, that does sound like my cup
I
of tea.
know it's good, bro. But I don't want to like have you watch it and not be able to get through it.
Let's see here. Fatima inverted.
What is it?
Fatima, Bird Boy, the Forgotten Children. Ooh.
Freaka. Dragon.
Oh, here's it. Okay.
Phew. Goodness gracious. I'm cool with Cowboy Bebop the movie. I know you're not.
I probably will. I probably will like it, but I don't.
You don't what?
I think I'm ready to. I need something a little bit more.
Spicy.
Yeah. Need Vivi. Need to see Vivi again, but in a different shell.
Jeez, man. You can't just keep. You're never gonna grow as an anime watcher if you keep doing that.
Okay, well, all right. Let's recommend a romance anime movie.
Oh, I don't know. Let me see. You watched most of them.
Have we? So it's not my fault that we're running out of content to watch.
Is it my fault for recommending them all?
Yeah.
So look, here's the top like 7, right? Your Name, Weathering with You, Josie and the Tiger, the Fish, Garden Awards, Silent Voice, and then The Wind Rises. That's like the last one, but that's a Studio Ghibli film. Or it's Bubble Up like Soda Pop. Howl's Moving Castle, 5 centimeters per second.
So we've watched all of them.
After the Rain, I don't think it's a movie. Ride Your Wave, I guess that's a good one.
Oh, I've come across that one before.
Same.
You want to do it?
Ride Your Wave?
Yeah.
Or The Stranger by the Shore. Stranger by the Shore is on Crunchyroll, and it doesn't cost anything.
I see. So you just don't want to spend money on the content you watch.
I mean, it's on HBO Max. I can watch it. All right, which one? Stranger by the Shore or Ride Your Wave?
Let me hold on. Let me look at the artwork here because that's a big part of it. Ride Your Wave looks pretty dope. AF.
There's a Love, Chinibyo, and Other Delusions, the movie. I didn't know there's a movie. That's cool.
And Stranger by the Wave is the other one?
Stranger on the Shore. By the Shore.
By the Shore. Ooh, they both look really good.
I know.
You know what? How about to give us time for other because I definitely want to watch Chainsaw Man.
Oh yeah. I've watched
How
Chainsaw Man.
How about we do Stranger by the Shore? How about we do Ride Your Wave next week? Okay. And then let's do Stranger by the Shore the following week. That'll give me time to catch up on Chainsaw Man and also watch a couple of like the Nier Automata. Corey's going to love that. I'm so excited. for that because that game is amazing. It is. I never actually. Tori finished it through and through. I never actually. I finished like the main
26 endings.
Yeah, I finished like the first two endings, but Tori's played through all 26. Well, I should say she's played through all the 5 main endings twice. It's a great game.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. All right, so there we go.
We'll watch Ride Your Wave next time. All right.
Bye.